What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Lavelle Revels, and you're tuning to another Too Fresh exclusive. Today, we're joined by the Billboard charting, arena shaking, smooth jazz phenom whose soulful sound has lit up the stages like the MLB,
Yes.
the NBA,
Yes.
the NCAA, or the NCAA.
There it is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So the MLB,
Yes.
NBA,
Yes.
NCAA,
Yes.
the PGA,
Yes.
and the KKK. No, not the KKK. I'm playing. But here we go. So he's also shared stages along like legends like Patti LaBelle, Bootsy Collins, the Zap Band.
Oh,
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen, my boy Mike Will on sax.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. What a warm welcome right there. Okay, what I will say this, you caught me off guard with that. I will say this, you never know, who you're playing in front of. It's all types of people.
Hey,
so
bro,
I try to mix it.
crowds, boy.
It's-
I'm looking at some of your shows.
Yeah, it can get a little dicey.
Yeah.
But I will say, music, it brings us all together.
They should say me and you the only two brothers in them shows.
It can get a little, it gets a little, but it's all good though. It's all good. That's what we do.
All right. So before we get into the real questions, man, you let me know how you want to drive the show. Okay. So do you want to start off with the icebreaker questions? Or you want me to just go ahead and get
I think we should do the icebreaker for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely icebreaker.
All right. So the first question I have for you. Okay. So if your sax could talk, what would it say about how you treat it? It could be rated R or it can be rated G.
Nice. Okay. I'm known to give politician answers, so I'm gonna do my best to keep it.
We don't do that on that show, bro. We keep it 100.
We keep it 100. It was still 100, but I go all the way around the moon and back. So sometimes I take us on a little journey to get there, and other times you're like, hey, just get us there. We ain't trying to, we going on a trip. We don't need to go to the rest area. We don't need to check out all the restaurants. We just trying to get to the destination. So sometimes I take you on a journey, but yeah, the
So
shortest.
that's what your sax say to you.
No, this is my opening, just a blanketed miniature soliloquy of the types of answers you're here today.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. Okay, so what the sax would say as far as how I treat it, I would say we've gotten to know each other very well. So it would say that we're, it's a very personal, very intimate relationship, because it's you gotta use certain things. You gotta use your mouth, your embouchure. You gotta use your fingers. You gotta really get into it. So, I mean, I know a lot about it now, a lot more than I did, when I first got it. It doesn't have a name. I know that's crazy. The saxophone does not have a name, but I think it would say that I'm very hands-on, very gentle. It probably would want me to take a little bit more care of it when it's not, on stage being performed and stuff like that. Like, show us some love during the week a little bit. Like, don't just pull me out when it's time to do events. That's you have to pull it out. I mean, it's a saxophone. You gotta pull it out of the case. It's gotta come out. And then once you're done, you gotta put it back in. So, it's one of those things, but, yeah, I think it would say it would mind a little more attention.
Yeah.
I think so.
So the sax is your woman, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But it's not it's a very intimate relationship, but it's not a romantic relationship. But it's very intimate. It experiences things that no one or nothing else experiences.
You gotta stop.
That's true.
Go ahead, bro.
We gotta. I'm telling you, that's what happens. It's nothing else. Because we always think of we always think of it as like romantically. It's not necessarily romantic, but it's very. It's like getting massages, right? When you get a massage, it's you have to. There's layers that you have to dig into, and that's what happens with that saxophone. Yeah, we get to know each other very well. So that.
All right. So, what's the most disrespectful thing someone's yelled out to you while you was performing?
I don't think that's kind of a funny question. I don't think I've heard anything disrespectful.
I know you. What? in
Um,
Northern Ohio, Northwest Ohio.
it's a lot of love. What's really cool. I mean, I know the stereotypes and there's all types of things. I'm gonna be honest. Like most of the time when I'm up there, like people sometimes at a concert might shout out something like, "You go ahead, boy. You play that thing," or you know what I'm saying. You ain't messing around, or you might have stuff. Yeah, it's always love. It's either love or I couldn't hear what they said. So it's never been anything crazy.
Because you be in the zone.
I'm in the zone, and I think it's also those spaces. Like I know we're talking sometimes about concerts, but we're also talking about like national anthems and stuff like that. It's people that really, they take that real seriously, so they get into it. So I mean, you would hope nobody's yelling outside of just like "woo" or "yes" or something like that. So I mean, if someone has yelled something disrespectful, I haven't heard it. And even if they did, I'm not sure that I would hear it because I'm just locked in. Yep.
All right. So what's your "I ain't doing this again" gig? So you gotta be every musician has one. You gotta tell me there's one or two. There's something. You can't be political on here, bro. We don't do that on this show. We keep them 100 on this show.
Yeah, that's fine. That's man. It's I think one of the earliest. Okay, so I'm very patient. I'm very forgiving, which sometimes is good. Sometimes it can be a little tricky. But I remember probably one of the first events I ever did, and this was like going back to college days. I did an event, and I was having a full band play with me too. So like piano, sax, drums, bass, and I talked to the organization, event, coordinators and stuff. And they were like, "Hey, we can pay you, but we can only pay you $50 for the whole band." We were like, "Whoa!" Like, absolutely, like, come on, man. And this is in college now. Now, college.
So, how many band members was
it? It's like 4 of us. So it's like, I'm like, dang,
$10.
Yeah, and I was like, come on now. And then they were like, "We can get you the other 10." We can get you up to 60 only if we make enough money at the door. I'm like, bro, you've got to be kidding me. And it was crazy. And so one guy actually dropped out, and the rest of us, we were just like, man, we in college, bro. Like $20 will go a long way, even though it sucks. Like we would love to make like $60 a piece in college. Right. 2009, 2010, around that time. Like, so I think for me, that was one where I was like, man, I get like doing like philanthropy, fundraising, fashion shows, that type of stuff. But I think after that, I was kind of cool on the fashion shows, unless they was really coming with like, hey, we're going to really show love. Like, even if we can't come swinging all the way, we're going to hook you up. So I think to answer your question, essentially, it was like kind of like the fashion show realm of gigs in college. That was when I was like, it's a bit much because it's just it's pretty much like you volunteering and getting gas money. But I didn't have a car back then.
So if Smooth Jazz had a trap remix,
yes,
you had to play on it, what would be your rapper name?
Smooth Jazz had a trap. Okay. I know I have a secret Instagram that's out there. And that name, I just love that name because I always, when I was in college, I was Mike Will.
Why do you have a secret Instagram?
Well, I have 3 personalities, and there's, the one that's like, the college, like that's, we used to, that's Mike Will for real. But there was already somebody named Mike Will who just came out like right around the same time we were in college, and he stole the show. And I was like, bro, I can't even have that name. Like, he's famous. He got it, all this and that. And so on Instagram, I call myself Mike Willie Style. So I kind of like that. I mean, I know that's more of like 1990s type, like Will Smith-ish, type of thing. That's more of that type of vibe name. But
so you go around smacking people?
Nah, with musically. I'm a smack you across the face musically, whether you're seated or standing. But and I got through it. I'm almost there. Because you and me, we talked a lot too. That was a tough one. That was one of my heroes. Still is, but that was hard to digest right there. Like, you can't just be, you know what I'm saying, smacking, you know, people all across especially on TV too. Man, everybody can see that. But so, yeah, I would probably say either Mike Willie style, or I would just lose all the lawsuits and just call myself Mike Will, and just go to jail or something, because he already got that name.
So that's personality number 2. Losing 3.
Well, oh, you really digging. Yeah. So Mike Will, Mike Williams, and then there's also Michael Williams. So Michael Williams is like almost like this, just really, really super smart, kind of introverted, all about the books, maybe not reading, but just history and knowledge and like learning. Loves to go to like physical like museums and like learn history of buildings and stuff. Like building in right now, I'm like, man, when did this building go up? Like, I want to know everything about this building. Like, I'm obsessed with it. Architecture, all that type of stuff. Like, I really get excited about that.
Okay, Urkel.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the next question.
Yeah, that's Stefan, though. All right, keep
So you played the Star Spangled Banner on some of the biggest stage in sports. Which moment felt the most surreal to you? And what was going through your mind, like, right before you hit your first note?
Yeah, I think, right now, I have to go, oh, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because for a while it had actually been, and I think I'm going to still stick with Cleveland Cavs, just because NBA is a whole different monster. Like, it's a whole different beast. Like, I had done MLB with the Cleveland Guardians, and then this summer I did Detroit Tigers for the first time. So MLB is, and that was a cool experience too. Like, Detroit, their fans is crazy. Cleveland, saying their fans are crazy. I'm still working on Cincinnati. Got to get here, hometown. Got to get Cincinnati Reds in there one day. But this basketball, NBA is just a different vibe. You got people coming courtside, like dress. You know what I'm saying? They kind of flexing a little bit, like, hey, we scrunching these seats, but we paid some serious money. Y'all gonna look at us.
Right.
And they walking in. I'm talking some of the finest women you ever seen in your life walking by. You know, brothers
in Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Really?
Courtside. Brothers with the shades, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say buffs because that's more a Detroit thing, but everybody clean. Okay. And I just, that was so new for me because I'm used to like these games where people just showing up in just regular clothes and just having fun, and you got like, you know, but for me, what was going through my mind was like, man, this is that moment. And you could feel the energy was different. Like, I know it had probably close to like the same amount of people in some of those baseball fields and stadiums and stuff like that too. But I forget the exact number. It was sold out. Whatever Rocket Arena holds, I usually good with my numbers, but whatever that number is, I forgot. But it was completely sold out, and they're doing smoke, stuff like that, like an hour and a half before the game starts. They got flames flying in the air and stuff like that right before it's game time. People running around. I'm meeting people and they like, oh yeah, that's like that's a big wig here. Like, that's a, you know, that's dude that, you know, does this, or that's, you know, this person. You know, I don't know my terminology, but pretty much it was some very high people that was, you know, right there on the court. People getting honored. And so, and it was just me and the Sacs, like just there, just warming up as all this chaos is going on. People running, they taking pictures, honoring people that's getting ready to go to like the NBA All-Stars game and stuff. Okay. They was like taking pictures, like they're going to represent the Cleveland Cavs like next month or whatever. Okay. And I'm standing here, meanwhile, you know, in my head, like, you know, making sure I'm on point, but there's all this stuff going on. So it was a really cool feeling. And it gives you an adrenaline rush that is just unmatched. Like, your heart's beating out of your chest, and like there's literally 20, 30,000 people in front of you, and you're like, if I miss one note, they're gonna know that I missed it. Dang. But I love this.
So, let's talk about your tone. So your tone is described as soulful and magnetic. How did you develop your sound, and who were your biggest musical influences?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So the sound, it's one of those things that I don't even think about as much, or at least for years I didn't really think about too much. but I would have different saxophone buddies or people that would hear me play, and they would, just saying like, they would always say like, "Hey man, your tone is really great," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "What in the world are they talking about?" Like, I'm just playing this thing, and I think over time I've just experimented and tried different things. And I think eventually, especially as I've done a lot of recording, especially with the Christmas stuff too, done a lot of recording. And because of that, you get a lot of reps in, you get a lot of hands-on experience. You start building that relationship with the engineer.
Yeah.
And so they know what you like. They know how to make you sound the best.
Yeah.
They know how to push you the best.
Yeah.
And all of those things kind of influence that tone and that sound. And I would say as far as influences, so here's a cool thing. You actually get a couple different things from me. You get, of course, the smooth jazz side of things. So like Kenny G, Gerald Albright, there's Grover Washington Jr., who passed away, but great saxophone legend. Mm-hmm. And then there's some younger cats in there too. Marcus Anderson, Jasmine Gent, Eric Darius, so I'm like literally a sponge, a musical sponge, soaking up all that they do. But then also I love the pop and R&B side of things too. So like Michael Jackson.
You throwing these names out here.
Oh yeah, I'll hit it.
Yeah. So I know you got like Patti LaBelle, Bootsy Collins, Johnny Britt. These are some of the people that you've played with or did the opening act for.
Yeah.
So who gave you the most important wisdom or lesson throughout your session?
Yeah. Well, I would say out of that list of people that you just named, I think that's a good kind of starting point, or a good way to answer that, really. So the Patti LaBelle concert was amazing because we opened up for her, and literally, like, I didn't talk directly to her, but she brushed right past me. And at that point, this was like maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, like I think 2021, something like that. So I was like. And I was supporting another artist. Like I was like backing her up, but she had me standing next to her up on stage the whole time. And I was kind of like a little bit more timid. Like I'm getting good at it now, like asking people that are really super famous, like, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture?" Like it's a weird thing, but you just, I always get really starstruck. So I was beyond starstruck. She had these huge security guards with her. And I was too scared to walk up to any of them. They were just, they did their job for sure. But she was down to earth and she was really cool. But, so you have stuff like that. And then, who else was? Oh yeah, Johnny Britt. I want to talk about him. So he's actually a smooth jazz, or you can say jazz or smooth jazz, trumpet player.
Okay.
He does vocals as well. And, he does a really good Marvin Gaye impression. But he is phenomenal as far as like just being personable. And he always does an annual event in Toledo. Okay. It's like an Angels Night Out fundraiser. It's to raise awareness and raise funds for like little kids that want to play sports and stuff like that. And yeah, they give out gloves and helmets and all types of stuff. It's crazy. Cleats, that's their biggest thing that they give out is cleats. But he pulled me to the side backstage and he was just talking to me kind of similar, like just saying like, "Man, you got a really good sound, really good tone. One of the things I want you to watch out for, like with the group that you're playing with your band, like have them come all the way down volume wise so that we can really appreciate your sound too." It's like sometimes they playing, they're doing their thing, but just, mess with those dynamics a little bit. Yeah. And let's hear that sax come out just a little bit more. And so I think that was really impactful.
Yeah, speaking about that sax coming out, you're making a transition into smooth jazz radio.
Yes.
And you're already charting on multiple top 100 lists.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So what does that rise feel like, and how do you stay grounded during all this momentum? How do you even chart? Like, you know what I mean? Because like you would think, I'm thinking like in order for you to chart, you got to sign with like a record label or something.
Yeah.
So how are you charting as an independent artist?
Yeah. So the game has changed in some ways. Mm-hmm. What I can say, like I can't speak too much about most of the genres like pop, R&B, hip hop, gospel, all those things. I can only speak directly to smooth jazz, just because I had to learn this and it took years of learning. It's one of those things where you have to try to just get as many little nuggets as you can. But the simplest way to put it is pretty much, there's people who have relationships with these radio stations. Actually, one of the promotion companies that I work with, they actually told me that they drove back in the 1990s. They drove to each and every radio station in the country that was smooth jazz, like each and every smooth jazz radio station. There were, at that time, there was like at least 1,000 of them. Like it was so many, and they would just take all these trips throughout the year, just going, shaking hands. So those same people who did that in the 1990s, they created what they call like this smooth jazz network. And so it's like all of these smaller individual radio stations that play nothing but smooth jazz, and then kind of bringing them together as one and like saying, hey, we got a really good song you should play. And they're like, yes, you're right. We need to play that song, you know, and just building those type of relationships. So a lot of that whole realm is like me working with people who have been doing that longer than I've been alive. You know, so it's like, even if you try to do it completely on your own, it's going to be tough because those people, they've been doing this for 30, 40 years. But the cool thing is that it is designed for independent artists as well as artists who are signed to labels and things like that to be able to work with them and get that hands-on connection. And it will be kind of similar to like, you know, if I want to get in touch with, you know, the space we are now, like I might have a hard time trying to figure out how to get in touch. But if you know, you got a relationship with everybody here. So if you got in touch with them, it'd be like that. You know, and the other piece of it though is making sure that the product is good. I know people get mad you say music is a product, but I do a little bit. But you had to also have good. You said, why do they?
Yeah.
They say it's an art and it shouldn't be considered like a product. And to me, I understand that, but I'm also super business oriented. So like I have to conceptualize it as both art, but art that has a price. And that price is hard to describe because it's not a tangible thing. Music is, you know, it's something that you hear. It's not something that you can hold on. I mean, you can hold on to a CD or something that plays it, but you can't really hold on to it. So, you know, but anyway, so that's pretty much the long story short of how that's worked. Shout out to Groove Music Marketing and Smooth Jazz Global, couple places. And yes, it's been a blast though. It's been a fun summer. Last night being on the chart, so super, super excited about that song. Absolutely.
So would you say smooth jazz is having some type of resurgence? And then if it is, or even if it isn't, what separates you from everybody else?
Yeah, I think it's one of those interesting things. I know we always talk a lot of mess about Generation Z. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't stand them for a really long time because most people associated millennials with Generation Z. They would say like, oh, these darn millennials are crazy. And I'm like, that's Generation Z. That's not us. Like you're talking about the wrong group of people. Right. So I was kind of like, I kind of didn't like them for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I learned like, let's, you know, utilize them to some degree. And, you know, so one of the things that they're doing is they're actually bringing back vinyl right now because they're making it cool. They're like on TikTok saying like, oh, look at this little vinyl thing I got. Or like, we're going to do a coffee date and then go buy a big giant record. And so they're making it cool. And because they're doing that, you know, now that's a whole new generation who has, you know, the internet. Yep. All that stuff. They recycle. They got, they can, a lot of times they can push a lot of trends real quick, good or bad, a lot of bad trends too, but some really good stuff that they push. And so I think because of that, the vinyl's kind of coming back, and I've been hearing some people kind of slowly getting into jazz more. So that's very, very exciting. And then smooth jazz is kind of like a branch off of jazz, like a subdivision. And so kind of like how there's like hip hop, rap, trap, you know, that type of stuff. And so I think it is going to slowly happen like over the next probably 5-10 years.
Gotcha.
I know I be hitting you with it. I hit you a lot. Yeah, I talk fast. And it's all
Barry, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta loosen up a little bit, man. You gotta, you know, you gotta get a political answer.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
You gotta,
but it's way my brain be like, I be like, I gotta dissect it. I gotta dissect it.
And I'm like, I gotta adapt to it. Like, all right.
Oh yeah. Okay. He locked in. Yeah.
His question is like, some news answers like, all right, bro. All right.
Yeah.
I know you're being calculated.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about why we really here, man.
Okay.
All right. So 15 minutes of sax. How did that come about? Where, matter of fact, where your CD at, bro?
Okay.
Show us this.
Oh yeah, I did put it over there.
But
But I can go get it. I know. I'm definitely slipping. But I can.
I'll just throw it up on the screen.
You can throw it up. Yeah, it is right there. Look at
All
that thing. Look at that. It's so funny too. Yeah, because I definitely like had it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna move it. I don't know why I moved that. But yes, all right. So 15 minutes of Christmas. It's crazy. Everything's crazy about it. So
let me correct you.
Let me. Oh well, yeah, a little bit of that too. But it's all
15
of
minutes of Christmas. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh no. It is 15 minutes of saxophone. Now the question is it actually 15 minutes or not? But we'll get into that later. But pretty much. Pretty much. I think your question was, well, how did I get into it, or how did it start?
How did it get created? Because it originally started it's 19 minutes of sax.
It did, yeah. So originally, I had people at my church up in Toledo, Family Baptist Church, and they were like, "Hey, man, it would be cool. Do you have a CD or something we could listen to?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Well, I don't really have a CD." And they kept asking me that like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, "Man, y'all killing me." And so eventually, I said, "You know what? I'm going to just put together something real short, real fast, 15 minutes. Or at that time, it was 19 minutes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to put together something. It's about 19 minutes long. I'm going to call it 19 Minutes of Christmas, and put it out on bandcamp.com. So it was like hard to find. You could get to it, but it was not user friendly at that time. And people really enjoyed it. They were like, oh, this is great. This is cool. And yeah. I was loosening up a little extra, doing a little extra song, a little strange song. Little extra.
Whose voice is that?
Yeah, I don't know whose voice, but that's we touching everybody tonight. But yeah, so I was doing that and went really good. And some years passed by, and we're into like 2020 now, 2020. Going into almost 2021. And I was like, man, that concept was cool. I should bring that back. And so I did. And it was like, I thought it was about 15 minutes long. So I was like, yeah, 15 minutes Christmas. There we go. And then when everything got done being edited, mixed and mastered, it was 16 minutes and 1 second. Yeah. And I'm like, well, cool. It's too late now. Man, my cousin, oh my gosh, he reminded me every day of like, this thing is not 15 minutes. You said 15. It's 16 minutes. It's false advertisement. And, all that. So then what I did from there is I just ran with this concept or this idea of like, oh, you thought that was something. Watch this. And so like the next one was like 19 minutes long. The next one was like 20 something minutes, 22. And then last year, Deluxe was some of our favorite moments from the first 3 CDs and then some new moments too. That one was like an hour and a half or something like that. So pretty much what ended up happening is I got rid of like, even though it still has the name 15 Minutes of Christmas, it's just a concept now of like slow down, chill out real quick for like 15 minutes during your day. If your boss is tripping, your coworkers, I think we all know, we all have some crazy coworkers out there. They get to tripping. I'm breaking the fourth wall on that one. Y'all know who y'all are. So stuff like that happens. I know you can't say that. Sometimes I'll be in no. What I was gonna say was sometimes I'll be in like environments and stuff where people with their coworkers, and they be wanting to be like, yeah, and they like, oh, they right next to me though. Be doing like a dinner or something or luncheon, and they're like,
with this CD. So is this like new music for each year, or is this like a recycle?
So pretty much what it is actually, so what's cool about this year is there's the first song you've never heard done like that. It was just something that was in my head and I was like, yes, let's do it. So it's going to sound a little bit familiar. You're going to hear at least one song in that kind of arrangement where you're like, oh, I know that song. Second one, so that one is kind of, you get a little bit of Carol the Bells. We Three Kings, of course, is a classic. So bringing back like some of those, the Christmas music that everyone loves. But also there's a song titled Christmas. It's Christmas in New York. That song is crazy. It's like, I keep calling it the greatest Christmas song you've never heard.
So is this song you recorded this year?
Yep. So all those 3, and then Auld Lang Syne. That kind of song they do for like New Year's Eve and stuff like that.
That was a long way saying no, my brother.
Oh, well, yeah, I told you we're gonna go all the way. We're gonna go all the way around.
Oh yeah, new music every year?
Yes, yeah. So it's new music every year.
You just use the same title.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. 15 Minutes Christmas, and then the volumes change. So this is volume 4.
Volume 4.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool because it just started out as just one thing. And I think first I started out with the CD, and then I started the second year. I was like, I'm gonna do a concert series with it. Like that's gonna be fire. And I had seen Dave Koz, who's one of the craziest. Like that dude is the big dog in jazz and smooth jazz. Like whoever, you could name all types of NBA players. He like, he up there with them. Those people. Whoever that is, you can say current or old. I don't know nothing about sports, but whoever those people are, he one of them. And so anyway, he has a Christmas holiday series it's on like his 30th year now. But like when I first started, he was like year 20 something, and I was like, bro, like that would be so dope if like each year it just keeps going. And so that's how the 15 Minutes of Christmas holiday tour came about. Was like an extension from the CD, but it's like taking it different places. And originally it was just like in Toledo and Bowling Green. Yeah. But last year, or each year, it's just expanded more and more. So this year, 9 cities.
Wow.
Yes.
9 cities.
Yeah.
And speaking about the tour, let's talk about that.
Yes.
So this is like your 4th annual
Yes.
An Evening of Christmas concert.
Yes.
And then this series is actually taking place in Cincinnati.
Yes, it is. Cincinnati, the big one, not the little one.
Man, let them know.
Let them know, man. 513 is in the house. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's always a good time. And yeah.
So what makes this year's show special compared to the other years?
I always say you get better, you get smarter, you get more efficient. We listen to people, we listen to your feedback. We also observe and see, what's going on. What can we do to make things smoother, make things faster, quicker, as far as arrival and when you're there. So that's one end of it. The other end is the music, making sure that the music is on point and that we're giving you exactly what you want. And so I think sometimes I'll get the question of like, is it all just Christmas music? And the good news is it's not, we really try to balance it because there are some people, there's some Scrooges. I'm going to be 100, I'm going to tell the truth. There's some people that just don't like Christmas or it takes them forever or they don't get into it until like the day of.
Okay.
So some of those people, they cannot stand Christmas music or not much of it. So the good news is that we do have it really balanced where you don't feel like it's just a Christmas concert. Like you feel like, dang, that was just a nice concert just in general.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, everybody was festive and dressed up and, all that type of stuff. But it has that, so that's one of the parts I love about it. And I think this year's location, the Redmore Event House, it is an incredible space, super spacious, great, delicious food, great drinky drinks. You want to have your communion.
So you have catering there too?
Man, so what's going to happen is bring your wallet when you come to the show. Bring your wallet. Don't leave home without it. We are going to have, or they're going to be providing waiters, waitresses, and bartenders there at the venue that are going to come into your seats, take your orders, stuff like that, so you can keep all the food and drinks flowing the whole night. I would recommend actually. I know we'll talk a little bit more about the Cincinnati one too, but I would recommend getting a table. There's table options available and stuff like that. So make sure you get you a nice table, if you want to sit with people that or you can sit with people that you get to know that night, that type of thing. But yeah, we're going to definitely have great food, great drinks. The sound is incredible there. And it's just, it's one of the truest forms. Like when I created all this, like in my head and brain, I was like, man, I want it to be like a theater concert setting. And it's like an event space, professional lighting, professional sound. You can eat and drink, which is cool because like not every show that I have has that, or not every show has where you can get your communion on, get your drinky drink on if you're 18 or 21 in Ohio, 21 and up, that type of stuff. So yeah, so it's gonna be a vibe.
Food there.
Yep. Bring your wallet.
Can't sling no popcorn this year.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Bria.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Nah,
yeah. Want you to relax. Yeah, you get to relax this year.
Yeah. So we went last year's show.
Yes.
And I would say for the audience, It was amazing. It was amazing to watch you do your thing. Cause like cause usually when I would see you play, you always with a man, but it's never you like as a solo artist on that magnitude, right?
Yeah.
So I got to see you do your thing, bro. You definitely showed your personality.
Yeah.
You definitely was just you know, if you
Yeah.
know you,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
have like how you said you had multiple different personalities,
Yeah.
like that cocky side, a part of you came out for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Wait a
reflected
minute.
everything on stage. You was over there.
Okay.
You was over here jumping off the stage, walking in the crowd, playing the sax.
Jumping.
All eyes on you. You had your camera dude on.
Oh yeah.
Gimbal.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
You know what I
Nick
mean?
Miller.
Yeah, so it
going
was
crazy. Okay.
Yeah, man. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Like, and then they gave you, and it was like really your time to like you were like when you had like headliners.
Yeah.
Like you were really like the headliner, and like your performance, your showmanship was definitely exceeded my expectations.
Wow, that's
So
love. That's
definitely,
love.
like,
Thank you.
if you have the time and opportunity, definitely check out the show. Definitely come out, support. Like you said, get some good food.
Yes.
I mean, you're definitely in for a treat. And then, is there anything else you want to showcase? Who's going to be, you know,
Yes,
some of the
absolutely.
special people part of the show?
So that event, we're gonna have special guest Aretha Chapman.
Okay.
For those, I know some of our young cats might not be as hip, but she's really, really known for singing with Second Wind, which is just a ridiculously amazing group here in Cincinnati. They do stuff in the whole tri-state area. Incredible group. So excited to have her singing, and she kills everything she does. I had the chance to work with her this summer. She is just ridiculous. So that alone, I will be running. I would be doing backflips just to see her alone. Ed Sax Thomas, who was my saxophone mentor and teacher in middle school and high school, he's going to be blazing the stage, opening up for us. He's always so much fun. He's got that, you know, he kind of makes you move and groove too. Like no matter where you are, you're like, okay, wait a minute, they playing my song, you know. So he's really, really good for that. And this is gonna be a blast, you know, being able to connect with him on stage, and to go from being like his mentor to being, you know, a colleague now. We're working next to each other. Just so cool. And it'll also be hosted by the one and very own Channel 12, Aaliyah Hodges. Very excited to have. Very high. Yes, Aaliyah Hodges is in the building.
What?
She is amazing. She's so much fun. Her personality is incredible.
Yeah.
And
My co-host.
yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. She.
We be doing the news with each other sometimes.
Yeah.
It's my-
Well, I've definitely seen your Too Fresh film segments on the news as well. And I don't know how she does it. It's just, it's crazy. Like,
we did one on the BET Awards.
yeah. Y'all was reviewing like who won what in the categories. And I'm like, how do you just be so tapped into all of the stuff going on? Like, to be a news anchor and just know all of that type of stuff. And of course, you too. You be doing sports, music, film, you know, all types of stuff. Like, how do y'all have time to do any of that stuff?
Yeah.
Y'all have clones or something? Like, these are real questions.
Oh,
How y'all be doing that, you know?
It's just part of life, man. You know, sometimes you got to be in tune with the culture. Sometimes you got to be tapped in.
Yeah.
And not occupied with sax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that. I'm
That's how we make time.
That's how we make time. Okay.
Gotta-
You know, put the no sax for the night, no sax, but we'll pick up some other stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Get the okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's how we make time.
That's how y'all do it. Okay. Yeah, but that show is just gonna be incredible. It's gonna be crazy. I plan on acting a fool. So
it's gonna be harder than last year's show. What you say?
oh, for sure.
Okay.
The intro itself is just, it's insane. I don't know what happened. I don't know what got into me, but it's crazy. I just woke up one day and I was like, this has to happen. It's like, yeah, I ain't even gonna give you no spoilers or anything like that, but I was like, this just has to happen. And I heard it, and then I started talking to the musicians, and then they did it in the studio, and I listened to that song like 10, 15 times a day. Like, it just gets me pumped. And that's the first thing you guys are going to hear when I come to the stage. So it's going to be nuts. So make sure, yes, it's on a Wednesday. We're not going to keep you out too late, though. But Wednesday, December 17th at the Redmore Event House. It's going to be awesome. Of course, bring your wallet. Make sure you go to Eventbrite. You can go to my website, MikeWilliamsOnSax.com, to grab your tickets, too. Because we really, really want you to be in the house. It's going to be a packed house. It's got to be. It's going to be crazy.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, last question.
Yes.
So, looking ahead at what could be, would you say this is your most breakout year? Or most
year? For sure.
Okay, so what's one goal you're manifesting for yourself for next year?
Oh, for next year. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, I know. We was just
Something
on this year.
big you want the world to see from Mike Williams on sax. Mike Will on sax.
I don't. That's a tough
Mike
one.
Will on sax or Mike Williams on sax? Sometimes I'm like
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. Okay.
Yeah, Mike. Yes. And that. I'm glad that you said that. I'm gonna answer your question too. Yeah. But it depends because a lot of people I've met and known before, like I even had this saxophone page.
Yeah.
Like it was just a regular page up until like 2018 is when I started doing this full time. So that's when I had to, on social media, make a transition between start from scratch or erase everything I've done and still keep like followers and everything I have and just build from that, or a hybrid of the two. And so it even for me, it took me like 3 or 4 years to really let go of Mike Willie on style, or Mike Willie style on Instagram. Cause that was home. Like that was, I grew up, like when Instagram first came out, I got an account like that. I've had that account since then, but it's so different from what I do musically, And so it was tough. So some people know me as Mike Will. There's still older people that still call me Michael, and they'll put the, Michael, and I'm like, ooh, like you ain't got to put the, you ain't got to put all the sound effect on there. Like, how you doing, Michael? I'm like, man, that's tough. Just give me Mike or something. But yeah, a lot of people know me as Mike Will. Sometimes I hear Mike Wills, like you said. And there's also some people that are going with like Mike on sax. Obviously I prefer just Mike Williams on sax like that. But I'm hearing all types, and that's what I'm trying to get to. Is I'm hearing all types of names, and it's just about it just depends on when we met. That type of thing.
Since you brought it up, I do got one more question for you.
Yes, please ask. So, and I'm going to still get to your other question, too. I still remember.
For 2018.
Yes.
How do you go from, because I know you personally.
Yeah.
How do you go from
a
full-time employee enterprise, right?
Yes.
To saying, all right, it's like the SpongeBob meme. All right, I'm out. Yeah. So how do you go from being a full-time employee to transitioning and being a full-time musician?
I'll say one of the biggest secrets, and this is no political.
No. Walk me through from, all right, when you knew this was it. Like, cause sometimes, it's like, I know like when I was working at my job, right, full-time, and I just needed, I knew I wanted to leave, but I kept procrastinating on it because it was like, I don't know, what the future has in store with me. It's kind of like you got to take a leap on faith, but this life is not for you, right?
Yeah.
So what was your, all right, I'm heading out moment?
Man, I woke up one day, and because there was a whole bunch of just random stuff that kept happening. It was a lot of changes, and it just felt weird. Like, like, man, something like this job has always been kind of stressful. Actually, very, very. I lost 2 years of life, I'm sure. Very stressful. And I'm like, it feels weird, but I'm like, it feels even more weird. Like something's happening. Because
you would post stuff on social media, and the one that always sticks out to me, and I'll never forget, is when like some type of flood or something happened.
Oh,
and they had you like, with your shoes off.
Oh God,
barefoot, and you over here like
sweeping
the water.
Roll your boat ashore.
It was like,
I go island.
What in the roots is going on right now?
Yeah, that moment. I was an assistant manager. Yeah, when that happened, that was down in Lima. I was assistant manager, and pretty much when you're assistant manager, like in that industry in that realm, pretty much you the manager with no manager pay. That's just pretty much the way it is. So literally the service agents and car cleaning people were like, Mike, the garage is flooding. And that video, it was like already like more than halfway gone by then.
Yeah.
But it was like literally coming up, like where when I rolled up my pants, it was like almost touching my kneecaps. Like it was real high. And I'm just thinking about, oh my gosh, like we got to get this water out of here, got to get these cars out of here. And I just sprung into action. And that's just the type of person I am. Like, yeah, that's not in my job description.
How were you as a manager, as a boss? Like,
you know,
I'm curious about.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like myself now. I mean, I was a very polite is a good way to put it, but people respected whatever I asked. Like whatever it was that I asked of them, they respected. You know, they respected that authority. I was never, mad or yelling. I got yelled at a lot by, customers and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you taking your kids to Disney, and that minivan that you booked like a year ago isn't there.
Yeah.
And guess who has to answer for that? Assistant manager got to take the heat because the manager's out in meetings and corporate is doing whatever they're doing, So it's just one of those types of things. But, for me, I was just like, I just took ownership. So I was like, bro, like, I'm going to just do whatever it takes, man. And, I'm going to, if it's literally flooding, I'm going to do whatever it takes to save this place, even though they could probably care less, I'm sure. But that was just the type of person I was. Like, I knew, like, if I don't act now, we're going to be in trouble. So, yeah, so I did do that. So, yeah, you got stuff like that that's happening. And I just woke up one day and I was like, I think I'm supposed to leave, but I'm not really sure. And so at that point, I had to start leaning on faith a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, God, like if I'm supposed to leave, I need you to give me like a sign. And like, it was pretty quick. There was like there was some sign that happened like instantly.
Was it at the one time I sent you that prank video? And you opened it.
No, that was
You opened it.
That was some years later. Oh gosh, that was some. Oh man. Well, it wasn't even a customer. It was oh yeah, it was an older lady. So yeah, so I'm like assistant manager, I think, or something like that. Or I don't know if I made it up that high yet, but I was whatever I was, and I like open up the thing, and it just starts, making that noise, and it was an older lady. She was like retired, but like making some extra bucks. She's cleaning the cars, and she was just so disappointed in me. Like she heard that, and I was trying to explain to her, like, no, it's not what it sounds like, not what it looked like. And yes, I maybe didn't get as much respect from her.
Bro, I was homophobia, bro.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh man, because it always gets you, because you'll play it and you don't hear nothing, so you
turn it up loud.
You start turning it up. You start turning it up, then it just. You're like, woo, somebody's having a good time on that video. Yeah, so it's like, man, yeah. I've never heard that before. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it starts getting dicey. Yeah. So all of that's happening. And so pretty much for me, so I was like, okay, give me a sign. And there's like something kind of smaller that happened. And I was like, yeah, that was cool, but I need like a big sign.
Yeah.
And so literally what I had said was they were gossiping at work, and I said, well, I'll tell you what, like, because they started moving a lot of people around out of nowhere. They started moving people.
Yeah.
This person moving this person. And I had told one of my managers, I was like, man, all I know is I've always like worked under this area manager or like regional manager. I would never work under somebody else. Like if he left, I'm out. 2 days later, they moved him. And I was like, oh, okay. That might be a sign. Okay. But I was like, nah, I need something even more. And then I ran into like someone I hadn't seen in like over a year. Like one of my old managers I hadn't seen in over a year. And we were talking, and he was just like, man, like, yeah, this might be a good time. Cause I was telling him, like, I've been thinking about maybe, doing something else or transitioning or whatever. He's like, yeah, man, like, this might be, but I just couldn't believe it because I hadn't seen him in so long. It was just so random. I ran into him.
Right.
And then there was literally another time that same exact weekend, I was doing a private or doing an event, actually the one that you was at, with the Alphas, the Derby party.
Oh, okay.
So you was up there filming, doing all that stuff. And literally I ran into some guy who he just started saying certain things that were just too spot on to what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that's the sign, bro. I'm like, I done heard it 3 times. I'm like, so we leaning on the faith side now. I done heard it. And then at that point, because I was gonna try to brace myself,
Yeah.
because you know you gonna leap. Like I'm like, let me save up, let me get ready. And sometimes God would just be like, nah, you go now. Yeah. So that's what ended up happening. So I ended up just kind of getting thrown into it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I do want to congratulate you, man.
Thank you.
I know it's been a tough journey, but you were able to manifest and seeing your dreams come true.
Yes.
Me being like to watch you, you know, grow, go from this guy that was just working at Enterprise to this, you know, full-blown musician.
Okay, full-blown. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you doing tours, man. You doing
Yeah.
tours all around Ohio. So yeah, I gotta give you your flowers, bro. Because
Okay.
you doing like you really are inspiration. Because you inspire me. You inspire me to take a leap in faith and journey. Like, okay, I can't. We only on this earth one time. You know what I mean, so
only once.
we gotta make the best of it. And you can't let other people define you. You know what I mean? You know who you are. You can't let money define you. You can't let this material stuff define you. You can't let this, and then also to hold you back, because we get caught up into having a nice car, having a nice house, but this is all, I think, strategically a way to keep you in debt and keep you engaged to doing a 9 to 5, doing stuff like that. When you don't have that much debt and you able to take a leap out in faith and gamble on yourself, you know what I mean, and hit big like yourself, you know what I mean? Like, you're living out your dreams. It may not be as quick as you wanted it to be, it's not moving as fast as you want it to be, but it's moving, and you head in the right direction. So I just want to let you know, like,
okay,
you inspire me, bro.
Okay,
you know, if you don't inspire nobody else, you definitely inspire me for sure. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you. Okay,
seeing you to your 4th tour,
yes,
man, that's amazing, bro.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my God.
Be able to see you do your thing on stage and captivate an audience, and you know, like really have a fan base that out there supports you, man. Like that's major, you know. So I just want to just give you a props.
Oh no, thank you. Okay. Oh my goodness. And I got to turn it back to you too. I mean, Too Fresh Productions. The whole movement is crazy. I know we talk offline a lot of just how amazing it is to have so many moving pieces and people that like really stand behind and like believe in, you know, your mission and what you're trying to do, and connecting people through film and through media and multimedia. It's really tight, man. And to be in this space, literally, like, this is crazy, man. Like, if y'all was here, oh my gosh, this space it just makes you. That's why I'm having too much fun. That's why I'm like talking so much and just this is my version of kicking it. I know it's like this dude's all corporate now, but this is
about time. I mean,
but you know, but this
cool.
this is you know what I'm saying. This is like, it's so comfortable and cozy, and it just makes you want to be creative, makes you want to. I don't know, man. It's dope. So yeah, keep up the good work too. Keep on inspiring. Thanks. And I heard you've been working with the youth in the past on different things before. So that's dope. Getting the next generation involved. And then I just love one of the things that you do really, really well, which I'm not at this point. I mean, maybe eventually I get to that point. But I love you guys put a really heavy emphasis on Black, and that's really cool. To not only have that and have those, you know, access to those local resources or just people in your network, but really promoting and being proud of like, hey, this is a Black owned and operated function. This is what we do. We're going to do all that we can to keep and maintain this thing, you know, this culture right here in this community. You know, and, you know, everybody's welcome, but we really, really, you know, like to show a lot of love to our people as well. And that's fire.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Yes, it's like 5 years on that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm glad you see it that way, because it's definitely not, I would say this, it's definitely not intentional.
Yeah.
You know, but it's definitely like, I'm glad that it is, you know, like you said, it's given a good definition of how we gotta stay, you know, with each other. But at the same time, it's like I try to be inclusive as much as I can too. You know,
we need the allies, you know, but we also need, you know, that bond real tight and strong too. We got some strength, you know, got some muscles.
Absolutely. All right, well, audience, thank you for tuning in. This is another Too Fresh exclusive with my boy Mike Williams on sax.
Yes.
He will be in the city next month. Go ahead and do another promo for yourself.
Oh my goodness, yes. Make sure you are there. And the evening of Christmas is happening at the Redmore Event Center. Oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy. Again, hosted by Leah Hodges, special guests Aretha Chapman and Ed Sachs Thomas. It's going to be crazy. You can get a physical copy of the brand new CD, 15 Minutes of Christmas, Volume 4. And outside of that, it'll be that much more special if you're there. So make sure that you come and have a good time with us. It's going to be a blast.
And that's in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati. Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to, because there's so many places. Yeah,
place, bro.
Yeah. Have somebody in Kentucky or something like yeah. They say I could see that being like a one of them, like Fresh Prince or something like that. Like the person is there, there's nobody there. They're like, he said he was gonna be here. Like it's the wrong city, buddy.
By they ticket, it'd be like in the wrong,
yeah, and that
in the right night but the wrong location.
Man, I've had stuff like that too, where people are like, oh man, I thought that was tomorrow. Especially up there in Toledo, because I'm gonna have Bowling Green one day and then Cincinnati's the very next day, and so people got to just pay attention.
Selling fast, ain't they?
They moving, man, moving.
Stop procrastinating and get that ticket before you miss out, man, because it's definitely gonna be a good show, and especially if you say it's gonna be more live than last year.
Oh yeah, oh for sure.
Definitely, if you're thinking about it, just go ahead and get your ticket. Do yourself a favor, and you won't be disappointed.
Oh yeah, get them early before the Christmas season starts.
All right, so thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and also make sure to hit that notification bell for the next video. And always remember, stay fly, stay humble, and stay fresh. Peace. Bro, you threw the piece upside too fast, bro.
Oh yeah, I thought it was on the fresh, but it's afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, okay.
Gotta wait for the piece.
The piece. Okay.